Aries. Here's a little taste of what's happening in June. If your birthday is closer to March 21st, you could resonate with Pisces. If you were born closer to the 19th of April, you may benefit from listening to Taurus. Now, I know this is a new format. I'm going to shoot from the hip. It doesn't mean I don't care. I very much care, but I'm late to getting these forecasts out. I'm a little under the weather and I'm in experiment mode. So let's give this a try. I always welcome your feedback. So here's how this is going to go. I'm going to give you the big picture, what's happening in the background with the Pluto retrograde, and then we're going to focus on Jupiter and Cancer energy, since that's where most of the energy lands this month for everyone, and for you it's targeting your home life. So let's move to this Pluto transit. On May 4th, Pluto went retrograde in Aquarius. So between now and mid-October, it will backtrack from 3 to 1 degrees before moving forward again. This is a 20-year transit, so the energy is very slow, but it's the driving force, I believe, behind our day-to-day decisions. Retrogrades, as you know, are times to rethink, review, rework. Over the next 20 years, Pluto in Aquarius will transform your 11th house of groups, gains, and goals. Pluto is about empowerment and power plays. Aquarius veers more towards independence and freedom. And the 11th house, again, is about groups. And when I say that, I mean your social life, your friendships, your professional networks, or your online communities. Gains is more about money coming in through profits or residual income. And goals are big picture. I want to save for a home. I want to get married. I want to travel the world. I want to have a family, or I want to own a business. For these things, you've been working over for the last 2 years, and you're going to continue to pursue them over the next 20. This means who you know will make or break you. The people will either empower you or roadblock how you make your money and those big picture goals you want to accomplish. And since Pluto is connected to your 8th house of joint resources, it includes debt and taxes and loans and inheritances like trusts and wills. And when I say intimacy, this is not sex. This is deep soul level bonds. So you could be merging your resources to launch a business, or entangling your finances, detangling your finances if you're married and now getting divorced, or the reverse. If you're getting married and you're now opening joint bank accounts and consolidating your insurance, okay? So until mid-October, rework your plans to set yourself up for success in these areas over the next 2 decades. The company you keep is going to be very important, and I cannot stress that enough. Now, here's the day-to-day energy. On June 6th, Venus moves in to your 2nd house of love, money, values, possessions. She's a bit of a pleasure seeker, but she's at home in Taurus. So you're spending money on things that increase your safety and security. So for Venus, again, it's controlling your personal finances. This is money in the bank, okay? This is your material possessions, how all of it impacts your self-worth. Venus is also tied to your 7th house of committed partnerships and self-awareness. So over the next month, you could be spending, saving, or making money with your partner. Maybe this is about marriage. Maybe this is about a business. There's some kind of soul level bond here, and it's going to require some trust. Or you could be working with a therapist to get over a scarcity mindset, or a financial advisor on a long-term investment. You've got a sextile to Jupiter, which is inching its way into your home life, so you could be buying property with your partner or investing in real estate. But you do still have the square to Pluto. So I don't know, that's your 11th house of friendships, professional networks, how you make your money, your big picture plans. So if you are joining forces with a friend on a business deal, no matter how much you love the idea, no matter how much you love them, you really do need a contract in place. Or if this is about marriage, prenups were designed for a reason. All you're doing is protecting yourself. It's not because your heart feels that it won't work. It's because Pluto transforms and Taurus wants you to feel secure. And this is going to all play out until Independence Day. Okay, so next on June 19th, Jupiter is going to move into Cancer. There's Jupiter. So this is now a new story. From now until next July, luck and good fortune is going to come from your home life. And this could involve your family. It includes your parents. Maybe your parents move in with you. Maybe you're having a baby. This could also be tied to real estate, like moving into a larger home to accommodate growth in your family or adding an addition, because Jupiter involves travel, education, politics, or religion. Those things could be at play. So maybe you're preparing to Airbnb your property to travel, or you're homeschooling your kids, or if your parents are coming to live with you, you're navigating differences in religion or politics. Whatever is happening, it is private. There's a lot you're keeping to yourself, maybe biting your tongue to keep the peace. Why? Because it's also connected to your 12th house of things that you keep hidden. But since Jupiter expansion can mean overindulgence, you need to navigate your thoughts into personal or spiritual development instead of falling back on coping mechanisms like passive aggressiveness or procrastination. Yes, happy spouse, happy house. But sharing is caring, and Jupiter is about wisdom and optimism, so please keep that in mind as you make your way through the next year. Okay, so this now leads us to the full moon in Sagittarius. I want to just roll back, not days, Catherine Ann, Jeepers Creepers. Let's get to the 11th. Let's go back a couple hours, because this moon actually perfects at 21 degrees. And I want these aspects to be as correct as possible. There she is. Okay. So there's always going to be challenges, we know, when change is involved. And on June, especially on June 11th, during the Sagittarius full moon. So this is some kind of turning point. It's a completion, it's an ending, and it could be very emotional. The ruler of the moon is Jupiter. So it's the same themes here. You've got higher learning. You have long distance travel. It's your beliefs. 21 is a critical degree. It calls for having a plan. So you may be getting back from a trip that has helped you digest and reset as you head into this next chapter, or you've been working with a therapist who has given you a different perspective on how to approach some of the expansion heading your way. You could be graduating and you're thinking about becoming a teacher or a mentor. A real world example could be if you're now becoming the matriarch or patriarch of the family, and this is about using your life lessons to lead by example. Now let's skip ahead to the 15th. I told you in my intro that there are a couple of red flags days, but as is life, again, there's always going to be change, and there is challenges when change is involved. So on June 15th, Mars in Leo, where's Mars for you? There he is. Mars in Leo is squaring Uranus in Taurus. It's at 29 degrees. Let's get you there. Okay, 29 degrees. That's the last degree of the zodiac before we head into a new sign. So this is a tipping point. Squares bring tension. Mars is aggressive in Leo. For you, it's about dating, creative projects like small businesses, or a hobby that you really love, or this could have to do with children. Mars is your ruler, so it's connected to your first house of self. That means your identity, how you see others, how others see you. It could also be your body. Stress does manifest in physical ways. Obviously, I am sick right now. Mars is also connected to your 8th house of joint resources. So maybe your attention involves who pays for what at home, how you can alleviate debt. Again, this could have to do with an inheritance. So if you're now sharing your space, how can everyone be respectful of each other? Because whenever I say resources, it's always time, money, and energy. So that's on one side. On the other side, you've got Uranus. And Uranus is the planet of innovation. It's disruptive. Whatever you get, Uranus is going to bring some kind of a sudden change. In Taurus, the change is rooted more in security, specifically related to money, possessions, self-worth. So again, if the big picture is a home matter, then you may feel like you don't have enough money, or you're worried about going into debt, 8th house. But I don't know, maybe you just don't truly trust someone or something. So the best way I feel to work with this energy is to just stay grounded like a Taurine would, in this too shall pass. But also on the 15th, you've got Jupiter, which is squaring Saturn in Aries, because I don't know. This is home, parents, property in the past, okay? Right there. And then Saturn in Aries rules over restrictions and limitations to how you identify in the world. That's you. I guess I'll use the matriarch or patriarch example again. A sudden change is causing tension at home and it's leading to more responsibility. I hope that that resonates. Let's just move the dial here to the 18th. I promise this is our last really tricky day of the month, but this is when Jupiter is now squaring Neptune in Aries. So deep breaths, another square. Jupiter in Cancer is your home life. Neptune in Aries is the square off. Neptune is about your dreams for the future. It can be idealistic. It can also be very confusing because Neptune is sitting right next to Saturn. You know, it doesn't mean that you can't dream big about the home life that you want to have. It just means that you need to temper the energy and not avoid the responsibility that comes with it. You can still have a family and travel if you want to. You can still invest in property and your education if that's what you're dreaming about. You can change other people's perception of you. That's called growing up. You just need to be disciplined and not fall back into old habits like codependency or quick wins. You'll need to wrap a strategy around your dreams. Okay, so now to the 24th, we're going to stay on Jupiter because now you've got some rewards. On the 24th, there's a Jupiter Cazimi in Cancer. Cazimis are when the sun merges with the energy of the planet. And Jupiter, again, is about good fortune and wisdom and growth. The sun, for you, is connected to your 5th house of romance, of children, of creative projects, of hobbies. And Cancer, again, points towards your home life. So you see how this all ties together. A little fun ain't hurt no one. If there have been any major shifts at home, and things have, felt heavy over the last week, go on an adventure with your kids. Go on a romantic date. Take a day to play your favorite sport. These kinds of activities are going to break up the tension and help you process your travel and education plans without steering more towards the doom and gloom that can be associated with the 12th house. So I think this is just like a mindset shift. Like a light bulb goes off and you're like, okay, I'm just going to be happy now because that's what I want to do. And then all of this peaks during the new moon in Cancer. All right, so once again, I just want to backtrack because that's happening at 4 degrees. This is a fresh start in your home life. So if you are moving, you have 6 months to unpack, to decorate, to get ready to entertain for the holidays. 4 degrees specifically points towards mothers, gatherings, and in the home. So I'll let you apply this to your life, and I hope you have an amazing June. Please let me know how this plays out. You deserve this new beginning, Aries. All the best.
If you found value in your forecast, please pay it forward by subscribing to the channel, posting a comment, and clicking on the notification bell. Transcripts are posted on astrocoachkate.com, where you can find all the ways to train with me and book a free discovery call.